Okay, here we go. We're doing the Elite Forest Altar. This is on Elite. I am level 40 now. I'll be upgrading a large amount. I'm sorry, uploading. I was watching my fight. I'll be uploading a large amount of videos so I can get to the level 40 videos. At level 40 is where, like, the game changes a little bit. This is the Elite. If you're tanking, grab everybody. Grab them all. I cannot tell you how many tanks leave one ranged unit out there attacking us. If you want to tank, grab them all. By the way, I haven't tanked a single game yet in my warrior. I want to, but I'm having a lot of fun doing DPS. We've been talking about children of God wanting to get a new boyfriend or girlfriend. And the topic today is, sometimes I talk in the male, sometimes I talk in the female form. Because we got men and women listening. If you meet a new boyfriend and you get engaged to get married, you want to get married, I have a question for you.
Attack, minions. Which target?
Switch targets. I hope my teammates will switch targets. Wow. Alright. Here's my question. Are you willing to serve him? Are you willing to serve him or her? Okay. The tank is not keeping aggro.
Which target?
It's no problem. I'm sure when I tank my first 10 games, I'm gonna make some mistakes too. No problem at all. Are you willing to be a servant? Now you might be thinking, well, Garrett, look, I want to get a new girlfriend. I want to get married, but I'm not going to be her servant. That's correct. I am not saying you have to be his or her servant. We are a servant of God the Most High. We serve God.
Minions?
But we also want to have a life of servanthood where we're helping everybody, bosses, co-workers, husbands and wives. So my question is, are you willing to serve him? You are not his servant, but are you willing to be in servanthood serving him? Because if you have too much pride right now to do that, don't bother dating. If your ego is too strong, don't bother dating. If you're not going to live a life of servanthood, don't even bother dating. Because the pride is going to rip you two to pieces. Good DPS. But maybe you're thinking, okay, Garrett, I see what you're saying. I remember the story in the Bible where Jesus was in a town and his disciples were with him. And the mother, I think it was James and John, was there. And she said to Jesus, Lord, could my 2 sons sit on your right hand and on your left hand in heaven? And Jesus said, woman, you don't even understand what you're asking. And also, those 2 assignments are given by my Father. But then Jesus tells them a story, and the story is about servanthood. If you want to be the greatest here on earth, you have to be the least. If you want to be the greatest, I meant in heaven. Sorry. Got a big mob here I was looking at. You got to be the least.
Use the device.
You got to be a servant. Jesus didn't come to earth to be served. He came to earth to serve us. If you are a true chosen one, a real child of God, we have to start living a life of servanthood. Okay, let's see what we can do here. A lot of teams wipe here on this boss in Elite because this has to be played a certain way. And what you got to do is you got to kite the boss over to the pylon, so when the game tells you to click it, you click the pylon with the boss right there. And we have a lot of players clicking the pylon when the boss isn't there, and that's a wipe. So here's my question again, as the boss is almost half dead.
Use the device.
Somebody use the device, usually the tank. All right. You gotta kite the boss over to the pylon. Here's my question again. You're looking for a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband or wife.
Attack, minions.
Are you willing to serve them? Are you willing to be a servant of the Lord, serving your brand new boyfriend?
Use the device.
Maybe you're thinking, well, Garrett, it sounds cool, but could you give me some examples of what you're talking about?
Heal in time.
Yeah. It's time.
Dodge.
And okay, yeah, I messed up. That was my fault. That was totally my fault.
Attack, minions.
Okay, so this wipe is my fault. So praise God, man. Admit your mistakes. Be humble. Be transparent. I can't. Yeah, I can't click that even on an accident. Yeah. So what was the mistake? The boss wasn't at the pylon. It's the tank's mistake for not kiting him, and it's my mistake for clicking it. Let's do better. Okay, so it's Sunday, and you're going to pick up your boyfriend at his house and take him to church. But he texts you and says,
Dodge.
I'm running late. I still got to clean the kitchen and the bathrooms before we go.
Attack, minions.
Go over there and help him. Or he says, I'm running late. I got to pick up a lunch for my mom at Subway. I got to get her a Subway sandwich. Just say, no problem. What's your favorite sandwich? I'll go get it and I'll bring it right away. That right there is the way to do it. So the tank did that real good. Kite him over to the pylon. There we go. Our group is doing better now. Serving him in any way you can. He wakes up on Sunday and tells you he doesn't want to go to church. He's feeling really depressed. Would you take some time and pray for him? Would you send some encouragement, some motivation? Being a servant, serving him in any way you can that the Lord wants you to. Now you see why I don't like coming in here. This boss is not fun, and it takes too long to kill him. If you don't want to be a servant, don't worry. If you're a chosen one of God, the Lord is going to correct you. He's going to discipline you. He's going to change you. He's going to sanctify you. He's going to teach you, show you, and reveal to you that we're servants. That's who we are. Children of God are servants. If you don't want to serve your husband your entire life, don't get married. By the way, I just realized this fight is taking so long because of my mistake. Clicking the pylon when the boss wasn't there. So let's make sure not to do that and just learn from my mistakes. If you are a chosen one of God and you want to get married, you'll be serving your spouse your entire life. There we go. Elite Forest Altar. Let's go do the last boss. So what are some of the ways I serve my wife? I help her get up. I cook all the food 5 days a week. I wash all the dishes. I clean the bathrooms almost all the time. She helps out a little bit. I take her to work. I pick her up at work. I do whatever I can for her. I'm praying for her a multitude of times every day, 5 to 7 days a week. Giving her encouragement, motivation. I'm serving her. I'm living a life of servanthood. If you don't want to do these things, wow, don't even bother dating. Yeah, it's just not worth it yet until your sanctification process goes a little further with God and He changes your heart. Because it's your pride that doesn't want to serve Him. It's your ego that doesn't want to serve her. Okay, we got this boss. It's going to be on Elite. It's going to be a little harder. Special effects will be a little bit harder. A little bit less time to run through the maze that he's going to give us. This boss I like. He's fun. Even though I almost died. So first you're dodging that electricity on the ground. Now you're dodging that. Pretty simple.
Heal up in time.
So I've been serving my wife for 6 years.
Incoming storm. Get into the middle of the maze.
Run, run, run. And I could have went left or right, it didn't matter. This one's a little closer. And for the 6 years, there's been a lot of difficult lessons, a lot of very hard trials. Too many to talk about. It's been so hard. Was it worth it? Yes. Is it still worth it? Yes. I didn't jump out of the green stuff.
Heal up in time.
If you were asking me, well, Garrett, is it worth it to be a servant to your wife? Yes, it is. Because as you live a life of servanthood, you're becoming more and more Christ-like. And the blessings are abound. The blessings of God. We're servants. And yeah, dodge out of that purple stuff. Men and women of God, if you're not ready to be a servant,
Heal up in time.
keep praying. Keep working on humbling yourself and letting your pride go. That was fun. That boss is fun. That's the Elite Forest Altar. Praise God.